Hey everybody, it's Tony from A Moron in the Woods, and I'm here in beautiful southeastern Tennessee, and I'm at my property, and I rented this Dingo TX427 by Toro, and I'm just going to move some gravel with it, and rented it from Home Depot, and I'm just going to see. It's my first time operating a piece of equipment like this, so we're going to check it out. You guys hear that? Is that turkey? Huh. Anyway. Alright, so I've been running this machine for about 20-30 minutes. And I just moved a few piles of gravel. And my observations so far are this. It's a lot better than doing it by hand. But the bucket here is, I want to say, not much more than a wheelbarrow full. So it takes a while to get anything done. It is major drawback of this kind of machine is when you're standing here on this platform, because this is where you stand to operate the machine. This part will often ground out in the ground. So when you're standing on it, you're getting moved around. I've had to step off the platform to allow the machine to move because it'll bog down when it gets stuck on some dirt. It's not super powerful. It's not pushing through my gravel pile all that well, but you know, like I said, it's hell of a lot better than doing it by hand, which I was doing previously. The operation is pretty simple. You've got your throttle here. You've got your choke. I did have to give it a little choke to get it started, but it warmed up pretty quick. Gas gauge, I'm assuming this is oil pressure, tack hours, your start switch, and then of course you've got a parking brake over here. It's not engaged. You've got your bucket controls. You've got a little safety switch here that you can lock it in place. You've got your forward, reverse, and then you turn it this way or that way to turn the track, so you can do a combination of both, so you don't have to just stop and then turn and then go. It will do all 4 movements simultaneously, or 3 movements, or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. You've got your what the heck is this? Oh, your transmission, and I think that's about it. There's not much to it as far as operating it. You know, you've got down, up. It will lock into place going down, up, and then from side to tilting and tilting the bucket back and forth. I would show you me doing this, but I didn't bring a tripod, so I can't mount my camera to anything, so I can't really show myself operating it, and I do need both hands. It does feel a bit unstable, so if you're on a lot of uneven ground, I think this thing would just feel unstable. The tracks are pretty darn narrow, so I'm coming up my little road here, and it's kind of muddy, and this thing was getting stuck almost immediately. The treads on this aren't horrible, but they loaded up real quick with mud, and it was kind of getting stuck back there. And every time I turn on my gravel, you know, I'm digging a trench where I turned, so it's making a bit of its own mess. So I don't see the great use for this device. I mean, in hindsight, I think I would rather have rented a skid loader again with a bucket to do this. I think it would have been a little quicker, a little easier handling, more powerful. The tracks are wider, so I think it wouldn't have cut down so deep. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not an expert, but anyway, it is what it is. For about the same price, this cost me over $200 a day to rent. And I can get a small skid loader for about 150 bucks a day, but then somebody has to deliver it. My truck can't tow such a large item, so there would be delivery fees. But honestly, in hindsight, I think I would rather have had a skid loader than this device. But I'm going to use it for the rest of the day. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to just get my rake out and distribute all the gravel and get it all smoothed out. Then I think I'll run the Dingo over it back and forth without turning to just kind of try to tamp it down the best I can, because I've got my construction guys coming in a few days to plant a cabin right here. It's all right. I'll check with you guys later. this is impossible to do one-handed. But I'm getting more work done than I would have if I didn't have the machine. So I'm happy about that. One thing it did that was weird and really concerning is this part of the tread got sucked in to this this pulley, this wheel. So if you can imagine, all this rubber sucked down into this this wheel here. All of a sudden I was over here trying to get into this bank of gravel, and it wouldn't turn properly. So I started looking at it, and I noticed that this track had sucked in there, and you know, so I cleared away the gravel and slowly worked the drive back and forth, and the rubber popped back out and straightened itself back out. But it was really kind of scary. I thought I was going to throw a track or something. So I don't know if that's just because this tread is getting old and worn and it's just getting too pliable and it's getting sucked in there, or if it's not really designed to work on this kind of gravel, and maybe the gravel was somehow impeding it or something. I don't know, but that scared me because, you know, I'm an hour and a half away from where I rented it, and there's no way I would get my truck up here to even try to load this thing up to bring it out of here. So that was a little freaky, but you know, it's doing okay. I really don't like this design where you stand on the back. I've had to flip it up a number of times and just walk behind the unit, because that thing was, when the unit would tilt on uneven ground, that would just dig in and cause it to stop moving. So yeah, I'm, you know, my operating skills are complete rank beginner, so I'm, you know, I don't know 100% sure if I'm doing it right or operating it like it should, but you know, hey, the good point is that it's pretty easy on gas. I've been out here for hours working, and it's only on like only used up maybe a quarter tank of fuel, and I got to fill it up before I bring it back. And like I said, the rental process at Home Depot is pretty easy, but otherwise, you know, like I said, I think I really would have preferred a skid loader. So I think that would have just been far better. I think I would have got a lot more done, and I'm trying to get this gravel more out this way because my little driveway coming in here is soft and muddy, and I was hoping I'd be able to spread some more gravel that way, but it's just not working very well. This thing will get stuck in the soft mud, and it's not easy to try to get this gravel spread. So like I said, I think a track loader would have done me better. So I think that's going to wrap up my review. Oh, and by the way, I thought this was a transmission, but I stuck it into the it looks like it's in neutral position now, but I stuck it into the F for forward, and it killed it. So I'm not going to try that again. So I don't know what that is exactly. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Guys and gals, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.